up, guys? This is Jakob. I'm Content AI Manager and founder of Content AI Tools. Welcome to a new episode of the GBO live episodes. That's our second episode. The first one was with the CEO. The second episode is with Milian Torres, who was initially the person who introduced me to GBO, which is a great thing. And we're going to speak about the GBO, how he came to GBO, what is GBO basically. But first of all, welcome to the show, Milian. Very happy to speak with you today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jacob.
Yes, that's cool. You can call me Jakob. That's totally fine. So can you, before we jump into the topic of GBO, can you maybe introduce yourself in a nutshell? So who are you as an entrepreneur? So who's Milian and why are you doing the things that you're doing, basically?
So first of all, I have to say my English sometimes like my ex-girlfriend. I loved her, but I didn't control her all the time, to get her under control. And I was in Costa Rica the last 3 weeks. So do you know these kind of animals called toucans?
Toucans? Yeah, I think so, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really had to think about the toucans while you talked or asked me about my entrepreneurial life, because I'm doing a lot of things at the moment. One project is helping the solar systems going on their roofs, means I'm selling solar systems. And also I'm a sales and marketing consultant for a German company which is specialized on content marketing, attraction marketing, and I have also another thing. It's sales training. I'm participating as a sales coach for different companies and also for private persons. And I have a music project going on. Some would say it's just a passion, and no, it's more about that. It's also an income stream at the moment. So we'll see how things are going. You can find it on Spotify to underline it, to express it. And the last but not least, the best is always the last thing. I'm ambassador of JBO for growth, business opportunities, business network.
Yeah, awesome. So I already also heard a song that you created, which was pretty cool to listen to, and I would appreciate if I could hear more things from you. But maybe we can talk about this on another episode. But yeah, today we focus on GBO. So what exactly is GBO? Can you describe it in a couple of sentences?
Yeah, JBO is a business network that has to focus on networking on another level than networks or business networks I got to know. Because the USP of JBO is that you can share your stuff, who you are, and you can network without this cliche, offensive sales meetings directly while you get to know new people, right? So I got to know a lot of persons in a lot of networks, and it was like 3 sentences I talked with someone and he asked me if I want to buy stuff. So JBO is different, means like they are just focusing on real networking. We, for example, meet for dinner and with 10 persons, and then we just got to know each other and get to know each other. And then we can say, okay, I like this person. He is sympathetic. I want to meet him for maybe professional stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm a GBO member myself through you. And so I'm definitely agreeing to what you said. It's different compared with other networking events where you always have pitches all the time, and which is sometimes a little bit annoying. so the humans are more on the focus. That's a really cool thing when it comes to GBO. But how did it start for you? So how did you come to GBO yourself?
It started a few years ago while someone asked me how's your life going, and I was in my first steps of my entrepreneurial life. I started my own company, Women with Wow, specialized sales training for women. Like I wanted to, I wanted to, to spend my time and passion in, do something for the equality for women in the economic life, right? So I struggled with my target group a bit, not because I had not enough clients, and more about this lead generation and kind of experiences I missed as an entrepreneur. So he just asked me, and I told him all these stuff, and he said afterwards, "Oh, Milian, you really have to talk with I don't know the name anymore, from JBO." And I talked to this person from JBO very shortly, and then I was directly talking with the founder of JBO, Miguel, and we had a cool conversation about this business network, and then I decided to join JBO.
So was this first interaction in Hamburg, where you currently live?
It was like I got to know the person who who introduced me to JBO from my past. He is a very successful entrepreneur from Mallorca, and we just had a call because he was in Mallorca and I was in Hamburg. The call with Miguel was remote.
Okay, yeah, got it. But Miguel, I also talked with Miguel. Miguel was not the initial founder, right? So Miguel is the current CEO of GBO, but the person who founded GBO as an organization is I forgot his name, and it's not a big deal if you don't know the name. But I'm just curious. Do you know who this guy was? But I think he's living or worked in Mallorca. I think something like that. That's what I remember. But I'm not sure.
I don't know this guy. I'm
Okay.
just in JBO while Miguel was the COO, and therefore I'm just talking about Miguel as a founder also, because he has always new ideas for JBO and is completely doing his own stuff there, right?
Yes, indeed. So there are members like me. I'm a regular member, and there are ambassadors like you. So what is an ambassador? What is the difference? What is an ambassador doing basically compared with somebody a regular member?
Oh yeah, that's a cool story because I joined GBO and I love to travel, and my entrepreneurial lifestyle allowed me to travel over the whole world. So I decided to go to Spain. In Spain, I got to know the JBO network from Malaga and Marbella, and I joined the groups over there, the dinner. I got to know a lot of people over there, and greets to Sonia, who is doing the ambassador thing in Marbella. And I talked to Sonia, hey, how's it going with this memberships here? What do you think can we do to increase maybe more in Germany? And we had a cool brainstorm, and it was just a brainstorm. So a few weeks later, I got a call from Gary, the ambassador of Berlin, and he just asked me to meet, and it was a coincidence, maybe also fate, because I was in Berlin at this time, and I talked with Gary about the ambassador role, and that we also need some ambassador in Hamburg because the old one left JBO. So I got to they invited me to do it in Hamburg, and I accepted it. My role as an ambassador is to just organize the meetings where we can meet each other like we did the last months in a restaurant here in Hamburg, where you also had your part, right? You just presented your own professional expertise in AI, and like you can hear it, there are always some cool, I would say, value input where everybody has his value out of it. So we start sometimes with a presentation, and afterwards we just talk and get to know each other.
Yeah. I think one additional thing that I would add to what you said is that it's also having a good time, basically, with the people that you're meeting. So it's not about the quantity of the people that are coming, it's more really about the quality. That's what I felt when we met. So it doesn't mean that the room must be completely filled out or something, but it's about the people that are coming, basically, that bring value to the evening. That's what I felt.
Yeah, 100%. We focus a lot on the personality, and it's also important for us to have a network where we have entrepreneurs who are on their next steps, not like me. I was like in my first steps doing a good job, and I was not like established, right? And JBO is focusing for new potential members, established ones, right? Important to say, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So maybe we go more into the details of GBO. So there are things so when I'm participating as a GBO member, there are different things that I can get, basically, or that I can use as a service. So there are things like matchmaking or think tank. Can you explain, basically, it doesn't have to be these things, but what are GBO members getting when they are becoming GBO members?
Yeah, very important. It's a network, a business network where we just want to share our experiences. We want to gain value, and we want a network that we can also increase our own business net worth, of course. So there are always in JBO some slots and some events where you can have something out from it, like of it. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Like, for example, a think tank where you just can meet each other and find the right investors for your business idea. So we also have a lot of startups. There's also a startup day where we have a prize for the selected startup, the first one, where we got a list of really high amount value from different companies of the network. Right, JBO is an international network, means not only Germany, Spain, we have Hong Kong, we have London, we have every country you can imagine, and therefore it's important for the international output and reach that we also have a lot of value here, like the think tech, the startup day. Also, we have events where we just have a hot seat. Someone can sit on the seat and everybody's sharing his value to bring him to the next step of his company, and a lot of other events. I just joined a few days ago a very cool event about profit first philosophy. It's a book, and we just talked about profit first, how you can just manage the money of your company on a very wise way that maybe can change everything for your profit, of course. And I'm really thankful for just having all these opportunities and also had them in the last years.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm a member since 3 months or something. I had conversations with people from Berlin, several, and from somebody from London. And also I had a chat with somebody from Hong Kong who is also a GBO member. So it's a very warm atmosphere when you come and speak with people. That's so far my experience. So that's really cool. Yeah.
What was the best experience so far for you?
I think just to create the context, you mentioned this. So Milian invited me as a speaker for one of these evenings, and I was the speaker and spoke about content AI tools basically. And I think that was an amazing experience so far. So I'm self-employed. I have my own business since around 3 years. That was the first time that I met actually people in real life. So other than that, it was always remote so far, and that was the first time. And I presented. I got all these questions, all these feedback. I think that was the biggest and most amazing experience so far that I had when it comes to GBO. Yeah.
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah. Everything through you. Thank you, Milian.
You're welcome.
So for everybody who is listening and maybe is thinking about starting his business or has already his business or her business, how would you pitch GBO to these people? So why should they basically become a GBO member and participate?
Oh, there's a difference here. So maybe we just start with a startup or someone who has an idea, and yeah, why should he or she join JBO? We just talked about it like the last minutes. Do you need some knowledge for your company that you know how to scale on a faster time, in a faster time? I think everybody needs it, right? So there are two things you need for your whole life for just gaining more money and increasing your net worth in your company. The one is your skill, like it's a skill game that you know how to be creative, to create the perfect idea for your business. Secondly, you need to sell it. You need the skill to sell it to the right persons and then to spread it and manage it at all, right? So the second part is the network. You can't sell anything or just optimize your idea if you don't have the right network. And JBO, just growth business opportunities, means we have a network with a lot of established entrepreneurs and company owners who can help you with your startup idea, right? And that you just learn all the steps like the skill game that you can just and nail it. That you know what should I do in what time and why. And JBO is the right business network here because it's not about always about yourself. It's always about the others too, right? And for established owners, it's like, yeah, just getting to know people on a different way where you don't have to sell, they're not selling, you don't have to sell, just get to know each other. Just listen if maybe you're in the same niche or that you have the same niche, or maybe you have some synergies you can talk about afterwards, having a great time. And afterwards, business is far more easier because you have more trust on each other and you can build new relationships over there where everybody has something out from it. And this part, I would say, a big recommendation on a book called Give and Take. It's like the philosophy of JBO. That's my opinion. Give and Take, Adam Grant.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. So one thing that I would maybe add is the speed of getting feedback. So we have all these WhatsApp groups on GBO, and you're posting something or asking for help or advice or something, and very fast you get listen. I mean, you have to be in the right time zone. So if you text the German WhatsApp group, then within your time zone you get very fast answers sometimes within minutes, and people are giving feedback or saying and asking questions and things like that. That's really cool. What I appreciate the most, so that the speed of executing or the speed of execution basically, which I'm a big fan of. So that's something that I appreciated the most when it comes to interacting with the community from GBO.
Yeah. And you mentioned it, interacting with the community, and that's the thing I really like about JBO. You have this huge platform like an intranet on the website, which can just network with each other. You have every detail of every company owner and can just reach out now at this time with someone from Hong Kong, Singapore, America, and that's very nice.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Cool. So these were my questions. I hope I didn't forget anything. So is there something that you want to add to what we spoke about?
Oh yeah, thanks for interviewing me, Jakob.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I hope you have a great time in your new home. Like you just moved to another city, right? Here in Germany.
You're my first
And
interview.
of course, perfect. And of course, some CTA here, call to action. Is anybody listening right now to this interview and is interested in JBO, we can just have a chat on LinkedIn. My name is Milian Torres, like the football player or the wine. There's a very renowned wine from Spain called Torres. And let's just have a chat and see what we can do, right?
That's a very cool way to remember your name, right? So that's very smart.
It is.
Cool. So we will definitely add also the website link to GBO so that people can find it. And I will also tag you within this video. And we're also going to create some marketing material for GBO. So it will be definitely recycled and reused. Yeah. Thanks for the insights about GBO, Milian. And yeah, just stay in line. So for everybody who has any questions, just let us know in the chat. After we went live, you can also ask questions. I will definitely forward it to Milian if there's something. And yeah, see you in the next episode, I would guess. And thank you, Milian. Bye-bye.
Cool. You're welcome. Bye-bye.